Hello and welcome to Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. I am Mark Hoffmeyer.
And I am Jake Lewitt.
And so I was watching Jurassic World Dominion the other day, and I just love the swimming chicken dinosaur so much. And you can listen to us talk about it on the Out Now with Aaron and Abe podcast. Jay and I were both guests. And I just thought to myself, we've been doing this for 2 years, Jay, Deep Blue Sea, the podcast.
We have.
And we've been talking about a lot of shark movies, a lot of monster movies. And so I just thought, let's do a quick draft. Let's draft monster movies that have been released since 2010. So 2010 is fine. Beyond till now. We could pick The Sea Beast, which will be an upcoming episode for us. And we could include that. So anything from 2010, just to kind of be like, this is sort of like a hangout episode, Jay, with you and me kind of telling people what we like, telling them about monster movies that are pretty cool since 2010.
I love it. I was so happy when you sent me this idea. So yeah, I love monster movies. I know that you do as well. So always happy to talk about.
Just put a monster in a movie, put a catapult in a movie, put a jet ski in a movie. That's Waterworld, by the way. Waterworld's the only movie that goes 3 for 3 on the Mark Hoffmeyer scale. So it's, Deep Rising has 2. But Waterworld's the only movie that has a catapult, jet ski, and sea monster.
Are there any catapults and sea monsters but no jet skis?
Whoa.
This is a very specific question I have for you.
Because there are... Wait. Yeah. Wait.
I'm trying to think of or any of the two. Anything else?
Well, Shark Night has jet skis and a shark, great white shark. So that gets 2 out of 3.
Wait, sharks wasn't one of the options. Yes. Sharks are sea monsters, I guess.
Yeah, any angry sea creature.
Okay.
Not docile. I'm not talking Flipper with Elijah Wood, which doesn't have a catapult or jet skis.
Well, I guess, would you count the dragons in How to Train Your Dragon as they come out of the sea at some point? So there are catapults in that because they catapult sheep.
They do.
So that would be catapults and sea monsters, but no jet skis.
Yeah, I would count it.
Okay, there we go.
If a dragon comes out of the water, that means it's partly sea creature.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, beautiful. That's the Mark scale. Waterworld's the only movie that's gone 3 for 3.
So far.
Yeah.
We'll find another one, I'm sure.
Deep Blue Sea 4 needs to do it.
Yeah. Jet skis have been sorely missing from the Deep Blue Sea franchise.
We need more. Need them. If Too Fast, Too Furious can feature them, if the Father of the Bride remake can feature them, so can Deep Blue Sea.
Absolutely.
4.
Yeah.
Starring Dr. Misty Calhoun.
I feel like Trent Slater is more of a jet ski aficionado, but then Dr. Misty Calhoun does go diving and swimming quite often, so she probably knows her way around a jet ski.
That'd be some angry jet skiing with those two.
It would.
Trent Slater on a jet ski, this seems very joyless. Looks like a linebacker on a jet ski.
But I think I would rather watch Shark Bait starring those two.
Oh, yeah.
Than the Shark Bait that we had.
Going for a joy swim.
Yeah, a goddamn joy swim.
Well, okay, before we get into our picks, which Deep Blue Sea character would be best on a jet ski?
I feel like Dr. Tanya Ramond. No, that's the actress.
Emma.
Dr. Emma, yes, played by Tanya Ramond, would be great on a jet ski. Friend of the show, of course. Because she's great at the action. She can fly through the air from an explosion like the first of them. I just feel like she would be pretty badass on a jet ski, so I'm gonna go with Dr. Emma.
I want Scoggins, because Rappaport's just an ungainly human, and I just want to see him zapping around on a jet ski, just very uncoordinated.
Have you seen this season of Only Murders in the Building? Yeah.
His boxing is not ideal.
But it's very true to Scoggins' boxing.
Very true. Very true.
I had no idea he was in the season, and just overjoyed when he first cropped up.
I'm not saying this to be reductive, but Only Murders in the Building is just adorable.
It's great. I love it.
I love Selena Gomez and how her kind of droll personality fits in with the zaniness of Short and Martin.
Yeah.
Like their energy together is so good.
Especially Martin Short. I just love everything he does in that show.
I just want to eat dip now.
I don't.
I just want dips. Give me dips. Give me all the dips.
Just
I like
everywhere.
eating bowls of stuff, like cauliflower rice and chicken and stuff. That's delicious. So I like bowls. It's close to dips.
It's close. I use yogurt as a dip for fruit. That's as close as I get.
What's your first pick here, Jay? What do you want to? What creature feature released in 2010 do you want to promote?
I'm going straight in with Love and Monsters.
Oh, that was in mine.
Yeah, because I knew it would be yours as well.
It's amazing. It's so nice.
It's such a nice kind of sweet film. The monsters kind of take a bit of a backseat. They're there, but it's mainly what's his name?
Dylan O'Brien.
Yes, Dylan O'Brien just kind of traversing this landscape. The monster designs are great, and it's just a nice sweet film that I loved. And I feel like it's almost been forgotten.
Yeah.
It got hardly any recognition when it came out, and I loved it. So yeah, Love and Monsters should be seen by more people.
We need to do an episode about it.
We absolutely should. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. Megan and I have been talking about doing it forever, so she'll come on. We'll talk Love and Monsters.
It's on the shortlist.
I mean, the grenade bit, like, I love the grenade bit. I think Dylan O'Brien has such an earnest presence in it. Jessica Henwick is cool. I love the dog.
Rooker.
Yeah, like Rooker's in it. It's just a fun movie. It is. It's so what's the word? Amiable. Like it's just a pleasant. There's that nice robot, and I wish it could have been released in theaters. It just kind of got dumped onto
Netflix,
streaming. Yeah, and it's good. It's really good. I just for some reason it never. Well, you know what it is? I think it's too pleasant, Jay. Like there's no
hook. There's no like big bad guy threatening everything. It's going to destroy the world kind of thing. It's me just like, hey, this kid, he's trying to get over there to his girlfriend. There's some monsters. He's got a dog, but it's just a kind of a nice, sweet film. But it was. I mean, it came out mid-pandemic, presuming we know when it's going to end, and it just kind of was a nice like, all this terrible stuff is going around in the world. Let's just settle in and watch Love and Monsters. I needed that then, and I need that more now. Yeah.
Such a happy movie, and you're so right. Like on the DVD cover, it would just be like, "This is a really nice movie," and that's not being reductive. It's not like Kaiju Mayhem or Alien. This movie will make you, crap yourself. It's so scary, or like check out the love scenes. It's just like earnestness and monsters. Like that could be the title.
Pleasant.
Well.
Mark Hoffman. Movies, films, and flicks.
Not being reductive in parentheses. It's actually a very pleasant experience.
Absolutely. Okay, what's your pick?
Oh, all right. I'm going to do Trollhunter, released in 2010. I absolutely adore it. It's a Norwegian film about a troll hunter named Otto, starring Otto Jesperson. He goes around. He's a government employee. He's understaffed. He's overworked. He's getting chased around by a bunch of student filmmakers who are making a documentary. But the movie is just so funny. There's a scene where every time he turns a troll into stone, he has to fill out reports about it. So he basically has government issue reports that he has to fill out over coffee in the morning to file the paperwork with the government. Like he tells stories about a troll put its tail in its mouth and it rolled down the hill like a rock. It's just so good. Like there's a bridge scene that's amazing. There's a cave scene that's really good. And at the end, it's really quite tragic when the gigantic troll is the Jotnar. I wish I could pronounce that right, but it's like huge.
Yeah.
And I have a thing about trolls anyway with Willow and Ernest Scared Stupid. So watching this movie, I love Hans. I love trolls. So that's my number one pick. It's Trollhunter, 2010.
Great
Beautiful
pick.
movie.
Yeah, I have nothing to add.
I feel good about it.
It's a great film. So my next...
We have two good movies, man.
We have two great movies.
I'm happy.
Yeah. So I'm going to go for a bigger film for my next one. I'm going to take Kong Skull Island is my second.
Yeah.
Which I've always loved King Kong ever since I first saw the 2005 Peter Jackson one. First one I saw. Love that movie, one of my favourites. Shout out to King Kong Minute, who are covering it minute by minute. They are 70 minutes in, Kong yet to appear. That's a long film. But Skull Island, there's so many great people in it. Like, just the cast, like Hiddleston, Sam Jackson, John Goodman, Brie Larson, Toby Kebbell, John Ortiz, Corey Hawkins, Jason Mitchell, Shea Wiggum, Terry Notary, John C. Reilly, Eugene Cordero, Mark Evan Jackson. There's so many just incredible people in this film. Richard Jenkins has a small role. It's kind of ridiculous. But I love the creature design. I know I've mentioned this before, but the giant spider, the kind of the bamboo spider scene is on YouTube. I watch it often. Just the way that giant spider just takes a guy out unintentionally, just kind of walking past, turns a guy into a kebab. Phenomenal. Love it.
Beautiful. And that creature that Toby Kebbell shoots, and it seems all depressed that it's getting shot.
The log.
Yeah.
Crocodile kind of thing. Yeah.
It's so, and then the octopus, and then like those skin crawlers, skull crawlers.
Yeah, skull crawlers. Yeah.
Are legit mean. Like they're just like you hate them. They're just such mania. Yeah. And dude, that final fight where Kong has the chain and he's throwing it around, and oh man, and great exploding helicopters. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Loads of exploding helicopters.
I keep going back to that movie. I really do.
I feel like it's not, quality-wise, it's not as good as I want it to be.
No.
But enjoyment-wise, I'm there all day. I'm here for it. So.
You know, there's that scene where Tom Hiddleston starts swimming, or like going in slow motion.
With the gas mask.
And it's just, it's pointless.
Needless.
There is zero reason for that. It doesn't even fit the story.
It just looks cool.
Yeah, and you're just going, it's ridiculous, but you get amazing Kong fight. Kong has a good personality, cool monsters. Also, our boy Toby Kebbell is Kong.
Yeah.
In it. So, man, he does good stop motion gorilla work, ape work.
He does.
Yeah, that's a good pick, because I keep going back to that movie.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to it. There's so many plot strands going through. John C. Reilly's that's a film in its own, just his story.
Yeah, it is really, because he just his own. I love it too. Like skull crawlers, I'm working on it. And we did an entire episode about Sam Jackson getting smushed. So he gets eaten in Jurassic Park, smushed by Kong, and then he gets eaten by a shark in Deep Blue Sea.
He does.
So it carries on our tradition of Sam Jackson getting smashed by animals.
Yeah, he does not survive this, and he was never going to. He's a bad.
He becomes a pancake. Would you be like how big would your body be if Kong stepped on you?
That's a very rude question, Mark.
What do you mean? Wait, that's a rude question?
I thought you're asking me personally.
No, let's say you're hanging out eating, you and I are eating some chips, and Kong walks by and just smushes a bystander. Like, is this person just completely deflated?
Oh, I see. Okay. I feel like the weight of Kong wouldn't entirely, steamroll them, but they'd be crumpled up they'd be, if you think of a sphere, they would be shorter than they were round. So, I think there would be more of a width than a height left.
So it wouldn't be Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No, not quite. Or, it wouldn't quite be that. It'd be more. I'm trying to think of a film. I mean, in the 2005 Kong, there's that guy who gets trampled by one of the dinosaurs that's running. Oh no, that's in The Lost World as well, isn't it? When the guy gets...
He gets stuck on his foot.
Yeah, that's terrible. But that's what I'm kind of imagining. He's just kind of getting smushed rather than flattened.
Oh, all right, that's fair. I'll take that.
Sam Jackson has been killed in many, many films. There's on his Cinemorgue page. There's dozens, so many films. I mean, it helps that he's in thousands of films. So.
I think you can guess what I'm going to pick next.
I'm
putting you really on the spot here.
Okay, I've got a list of things that you could pick from. It might not even be on it. Annihilation.
Oh, that's a really good one. I was gonna say Crawl.
Okay. See, I wasn't sure how far we were widening the term of monster movies. Because my list is ones that don't exist in our world.
Got
by all
it.
means, take Crawl.
Okay, is that like I can lose it?
No,
I mean, it's
absolutely fine.
Okay.
We didn't discuss this beforehand. This is entirely on me. Crawl is a perfect film, so take it, put it on your list.
I just think about it a lot, Jay.
It's great.
It really is, isn't it? It's
it's a great little low budget, tight quarters. John Hawkes. No, not John Hawkes. Barry Pepper.
Alejandro Aja directed it. Oh, B-Pep.
Yeah, B-Pep. Him.
Yeah.
And Kaya Scodelario just fighting some alligators and some great deaths and some horrible people robbing a gas station, giving them what they deserve.
Taking an ATM.
Yeah. So always fun when people introduce these people are going to die, and then it happens seconds later.
That's all they're there for, is just to get the boat into the shot and then kill them. And it's absolutely beautiful. And, I don't know, I grew up in Florida. I was in a flood, similar to this, not with a huge wave, but my dad's trailer was completely flooded, so I had to walk out with water up to my waist. It was a nightmare. And then, you're around alligators in Florida, but then you have a swimmer for the University of Florida whose mascot is the Gators being attacked by gators. And at the end, the song is "See You Later, Alligator." And there's a beautiful bathroom fight. There's wonderful overhead shots. And the only reason I'd pick Crawl, if this was just a Blackwater movie or maybe a Reef Stalked movie, I probably wouldn't include it. But these gators, there's just so many of them, and they're just so vicious.
They're so mean.
Yeah, I felt the need to include it because it's kind of comically gator attacky, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. And I just love the frustration of they're back in the house. They're just going out of the house. They're back in.
Yes. They get on a boat and you're like, oh, freedom. And then a wave pushes them back into the house. It's amazing. Oh, I don't think I've been happier than that scene. I remember seeing that and just going, oh my gosh. They made a big mistake when they released that because they didn't do critic screenings. And then when it comes out, it's 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. All the critics were like, this is great. So I wonder if they thought people wouldn't like it, and then everyone watched it and liked it. So then I think it was too late because it didn't have the positive buzz going into it, but it still made money, so I'm happy.
Yeah, it didn't come out here for a few months after it was out in America, and I was
okay.
As soon as I heard about it, I was like, I cannot wait to see this film. And I think I've said before, I went to a surprise screening where you don't know what film you're going to see, but it's an advanced screening, and Crawl started playing, and I was overjoyed. But at the end of the film, the stranger sat next to me like, well, that was terrible. And so there are some people who didn't like it, but I freaking loved it. So
it's joyous. It's joyous.
When they started playing "See You Later, Alligator," beaming. I just grinning. Perfect.
You slug the person next to you like, yo, see you later, alligator. It's a movie with alligators.
In a wild crocodile. It's great.
I had to pick it. I know it's a bit cheaty, but I just had to go for it because
not so.
It's kind of comically exaggerated with the gators. So then I kind of felt safe picking it.
Yeah. No argument for me.
Oh, yeah. So what's your third pick?
My third pick, I'm going to a different kind of monster movie. I'm going to take Colossal from 2016, Nacho Vigalondo with Anne Hathaway, where it's a very different kind of film where she gets drunk, wanders to a park, and turns into a kaiju in Seoul.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen this film before. It's always fun to see something new, something done a different way. Fun supporting cast of Jason Sudeikis, Dan Stevens. Not enough Tim Blake Nelson. Love Tim Blake Nelson.
He disappears.
He does, which is a real shame. Because I kept on expecting him to come back. Yeah, I the subject matter is important, and I liked it. I thought it was well handled, and I just really like Colossal. It's just this different film, the kind of thing you wouldn't expect the likes of Anne Hathaway to be in. I've always liked Anne Hathaway. Nothing against her.
She's really good, and I think it's Sudeikis' best performance because he has a turn in it, and just watching the petulance of him and just sort of her evolution. Yeah, and then just giant monsters. You are 100% right. This movie I have not seen this movie before, and I rented it on Redbox, forgot to return it, and I paid like $27, $25 for the DVD. So I own it, but I don't even have the case for it, which is kind of a bummer. But I'm happy I do own it. It's a good movie.
Nice.
And it put Neon on my radar, who, they released Parasite, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, Petite Maman, wonderful movies. And so that's what put Neon on my radar.
That's cool.
And so, it's a really good pick.
Thank you.
I have a trashy pick. Jay.
Okay.
Very trashy movie that you and I have talked about. It's Piranha 3D, released in 2010, directed by Alejandro Aja.
Beautiful, beautiful movie.
I have 2 of his movies on here. Maybe it's lazy, but I don't think I could recommend this to a group of friends. So if I had friends come over and I was like, hey guys, let's watch Piranha 3D. It is so gory and so trashy and so, there's so much gratuity in it, but it's all handled with such a glee and kind of like a nihilism I don't care. Let's have fun with it. Like even Paul Scheer, people are like, when are you going to talk about Piranha on how did this get made? Paul Scheer's like, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it.
They've covered Con Air on there before.
Yeah.
They've covered Face
Deep Blue Sea.
They've covered fantastic films. But I feel like they're not going to cover Piranha because he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want to say bad things about something that he knows the people that worked on it.
And also, too, it's 74% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is one of the trashiest movies I think with some of the most gratuitous scenes I've ever seen, but it's 74%.
One in particular.
Yeah. I mean, wildly gratuitous. But critics largely understood it, I think. They were able to get on the sort of exploitation grindhouse wave. Hey, Ving Rhames is in it in Con Air. In Con Air, right? But yeah, I had to include it because you have Adam Action Scott. Wait, what do we call him? Action Adam Scott or Adam Action Man Scott?
I think so. I can't remember.
Action Scott. Like he's on a jet ski.
Oh, on a jet
ski.
Jet
Yeah.
skis. You got jet skis. You got monsters. No catapults. There's a big stage that tips up, but no catapults.
Elizabeth Shue is in here. Dina Meyer. Dina Meyer keeps getting killed in good monster movies too. Starship Troopers and this. But I mean, just the soundtrack, even the spring break vibes that they capture feels very like I've seen that before. Like in Florida, I have seen that party before. I know this wasn't filmed in Florida, but they filmed on location too, which added a lot to it. And it's just a good movie. Aja's a beast, and so that's my third pick.
Incredible. Yeah, great film. Love it. One of my favourite ones we've covered on the show. For me, my fourth pick, I've got to take a British film. I'm going to take 2011, Attack the Block.
Yeah, I was going to do that too.
Nice. It's an alien film rather than a monster film, but these are very much non-human creatures that are pitch black with just nonsensically bioluminescent teeth. There is nothing in nature that would have evolved them to do that, but that doesn't matter. It looks cool as hell. Another great supporting cast cast in general: John Boyega, Jodie Whittaker, Nick Frost, Luke Treadaway. Lots of great people in there. I think one of the kids was in something recently. Like one of the little kids has gone on to do something. I can't remember who it is, and this is frustrating me now. Looking at the cast, I don't know who it is.
I'll chat a lot, but remember watching it for the first time and seeing Boyega and just going, "This guy's a star." You see Boyega and he's so good in that role.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that he's doing really well now. And there's an article I saw the other day. He doesn't want to be in the MCU because he wants to disrupt the industry. He wants to take roles that are not stock. And so I like that this movie propelled him forward. And just the music in it. It's super. People die in this movie. It's not
children, young people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's pretty brutal, and it's just a fun time. Once again, it's something I hadn't seen, and I really dug it. They blended humor, stoner humor, violence. I hadn't seen this story before, and so I dug it. I love Attack the Block.
It's Michael Adjeo, who plays Mayhem, one of the younger kids. He's the love interest in Last Night in Soho. So I knew that I'd looked up this film recently for some reason, but that's why.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I need to watch that movie again because I like the ending of it.
We watched it again the other day. Well, I watched it again. My wife watched it for the first time. I thought she's not great with horror normally, but she really liked it. So yeah, Lost in Soho, good film. Attack the Block, great film.
Cast. Man, they're moving on. I love Attack the Block. So since you took that, I'm gonna move to Ireland, and I am
Oh
gonna
yeah,
take Grabbers.
Grabbers is a great pick. Richard
Yeah,
Coyle,
because
fantastic.
yeah, he's so good in that movie. Ruth Bradley too. Like, and so basically it's about a small remote Irish island where the denizens have to get plastered with booze so that the creatures won't kill them because they react poorly to the alcohol in their blood.
Which great premise. Just as premises to go, hey, monsters attack, let's get drunk. Love it.
And the best thing about Grabbers is it could be a one idea film. It could be a one gag film. But it's not, and it works really well. And it's actually one of the earliest films from Movies, Films, and Flicks where the director writer actually retweeted my reviews for it.
Nice.
So I'm not doing it because of that, but I genuinely enjoy this movie, and I think it features the greatest flick that I've ever seen in a film before. I'll say it. That should be on the Blu-ray cover. The greatest flick I've ever seen before. When the huge grabber, the rolly ball thing, flicks, was that show Being Human? The guy from that, what's his name?
Russell Tovey?
Yeah, Russell Tovey. Being Human, yeah, when Being Human gets flicked, probably 3/4 of a mile.
I was about to say that I got Russell Tovey top of my head without looking that up.
And then also, a flare gun is used. I was going to pick Shallows, but we covered it. We talked about it a lot. And that's a great flare gun instance. But I love when a good flare gun is used. And so flares are used really well in this movie. And so I feel like this movie takes up for under 47 meters down with the great flare scene. The Descent, which isn't 2010 and beyond, but it has a great flare scene. So this is carrying my flare, flag. So this is carrying it for all the flare movies.
I mean, I feel like we'll at some point do a shark movie draft. Just in the future that will be done at some point, I'm sure. So we'll cover all those on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just love the flick. I really do. Like, I remember
that should definitely be on the DVD cover with like a great flick from Movies, Films, and Flicks. Is what it should like. There's no reason that shouldn't exist.
You know what's interesting? So
I know our flicks.
I've gone a lot for horror comedy or monster movie comedies like Piranha 3D, Grabbers, and Trollhunter. I wouldn't say Crawl's a comedy, but I guess I have a type.
I mean, fun movies are fun.
Yeah, that should be on it too. Like, fun movies are fun. Yeah, I like that. Jake Lewitt, Life First Film. Fun movies. No, I had to do it because I remember watching this and just loving it. It made me so happy. So yeah, I'm taking Grabbers as my fourth pick.
Great pick. Okay, my last one. If there's a Nick Cage monster movie, I kind of feel like I have to take it. So I'm going to take Willy's Wonderland as my final pick. Because speaking of films I haven't seen before, a guy spending the night in a abandoned amusement park fighting off the reanimated demonic mascots in there is a new concept, and you throw in, the guy, it's Nicolas Cage, and does he say a line of dialogue ever in the film? No, he does not. It's just a silent Nick Cage fighting animatronic mascots for an hour and a half.
Oh, man. Beautiful. The bathroom fight where he's just landing beautiful punches on Gus the gorilla.
It's such a bananas movie.
And he's nonplussed by killing these creatures too, which I love.
He's just annoyed because they're getting in the way of getting his drink and his pinball. That's all he wants.
What a movie! It makes me so. And I'm finally happy that it's for critics. It's finally fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So I think people are starting to learn that it's a fun movie. Like, you can have fun with it, and it's good. It's just Nick Cage. And he cleans the living daylights out of that place in 2 hours.
He's earning his keep. His car's being fixed, and he's earning it. He doesn't realize what else is at stake.
His car is paid for.
Yeah. But you mentioned this is finally fresh. I don't think we've said on the podcast that Deep Blue Sea is back to being fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, as it should have been this whole time. God damn it. But it has eked its way up to 60% again.
And also, Con Air has moved its way up to 57%.
One step closer.
That's right.
Who are these critics saying Con Air is a bad film? What are they watching here? Come on.
Yeah, I wonder. You watch Deep Blue Sea and Con Air, and you just go, "That was a bad movie." Like, where does that happen? Yeah, I guess we don't have to get into that.
What were you expecting? What did you want from this?
What's the end game here? What did you want? All right, okay. So this is the last one, right?
Yep, your last pick.
Oh man, so I was thinking Godzilla because just of Godzilla's nap, but the beginning I don't think is strong enough. I love Godzilla vs. Kong a lot. I love how just insane it goes and how, there's
into the earth.
And there's a tunnel that goes from Florida to Hong Kong.
It's Total Recall remake.
Yeah, I remember seeing that and then they never talked about it again. And you're just going, was that a tunnel?
Go back. What is this?
Was that a tunnel? Like what just happened? Man, so I don't know if I want to add that. I love It Follows, but I don't know if that's really a creature feature. I don't want to add A Quiet Place, even though I like those. No way the Meg's getting on here.
No way.
Okay. So, all right. Maybe I've talked about this before on the pod, and I hope people aren't like, oh, Mark, here he goes again. But I'm going to take Goosebumps.
Okay.
You've heard me talk about this a lot, right?
I think you've mentioned it once or twice, yeah.
Yeah, so I worked on it in 2014 or 2015, and I think it was the most challenging job I've ever had. They were like, hey, Mark, you want to work on this? And I said, sure. I did second unit, then I jumped to first unit. But they're like, yeah, it's just 2 weeks of second unit. So I went and got my badge, signed up, became part of the staff. And then they're like, oh, it's 2 weeks, all nights, and it's like 2 hours away from your apartment. And I remember I had to do cons on either side of those. So I was gone for weekends and then I was gone at night. And then I would drive home sometimes just to see Megan before she went home to work, just so I could see my girlfriend, fiance, wife, kiss her, go to bed, drive all the way back on maybe 3 hours of sleep. So it was a total blur week. But during this time, it was my job to get the extras ready. So I dealt with the monsters during the shoot. And I just learned like so much about how monster movies are made. Like a monster needs contacts, a monster needs fingers, a zombie needs hair, a zombie needs prosthetics, needs teeth, needs dirty clothes. So with each monster, there's about 3-4 people that are needed to work on it. And one night it was my job to get 40 monsters ready for a bus scene. And I failed spectacularly, but I also had to set up tents and I had to like help out, do a lot of stuff on there. But it was scary. I funneled them in one at a time. They eventually got the shot. But I didn't know if the movie was going to be like good or not. I was like, what's the vibe they're going for here? And I remember watching it and just loving it and having a good time. Like, I feel like it captured a really cool PG vibe that they don't make many of those movies anymore. And so not only did I get to work on it and I learned some cool stuff and I had some really stressful nights. I got rained on. Then we had to go to an ice rink to shoot. And I remember how cold it was. Then I jumped over to first unit. If you watch the behind the scenes videos of it, like I'm in some of the clips, like dealing with the monsters and stuff. And I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I just really professionally, from a professional standpoint, this is one of the most fulfilling jobs I ever had on a film set.
So what's your favorite monster from it, would you say?
Oh gosh. What's my favorite monster from it? Not the praying mantis, because that was just a big like head on a stick in VFX. You know what? I think it was the Dracula. There's also a clown, there were zombies, but they had a kind of Nosferatu-esque vampire that I loved. And just the makeup was so cool. And just seeing them work on these things, like watching some of the best in the business working on these monsters and then seeing it all come together in a fun movie. Like there's not many movies like Goosebumps anymore. Just kind of cheeky, light, somewhat scary, which I think is good for kids to watch.
Yeah, it's like a kind of Gremlins kind of vibe, isn't it?
Yeah. Though they don't happen much anymore.
No.
So I'm going to pick that. I know it's like, oh, hey, look at Mark here. I worked on movies, but I don't know. I feel like that's what has really helped me with my movie career, writing and talking about films, is kind of being on set with it. And I just loved working on a creature feature, man. The amount of work was bad and I was probably too stubborn. I could have asked for more help, but when you get in over your head, you're kind of like, I got this. But I learned a lot to like ask for help, and I think it helped me professionally. But yeah, being away at nights was like a different world, but it was cool. Like I got to get monsters ready for a movie. And so Goosebumps was a big hit. I haven't seen the sequel, but
me neither. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I just had to pick Goosebumps because I was a little worried about watching it. And then when I watched it, I'm like, this is really fun. So Goosebumps is my 5th pick.
It's a good pick. I like the gnomes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a fun movie, man. And it was just cool setting everything up. And there's a few experiences I really like from my film career, and I would definitely put that top 5 from when I spent those nights on those sets just working on it. So yeah, that's my number 5. That's
nice.
it.
Great pick.
Yeah, but they did not tell me it was all nights going into it. I kind of got tricked into it. They used to get me like that because I never wanted to do a full show. So they're like, hey, Mark, come on set. And then they're like, all right, come back tomorrow. And then they're like, come back tomorrow again. And then they're like, come back tomorrow again. So then I'd be on a show. Yeah, and like this is awesome because many people are looking for work, and I'm not. I maybe sound like a brat considering people were sleeping in their cars from Florida and North Carolina because Georgia really heated up and a lot of states closed down. So I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful for the opportunities. But yeah, working a full boat of a movie, it just wears you so. Makes you, and then I was also traveling probably 15, 20 times a year for cons. And, but yeah, they would be like, come back tomorrow, Mark. Yeah, come back tomorrow. All right. Hey, Mark, the background PA was fired. You want to take over for him? All right, great. Come back tomorrow. And I'm like, what? So yeah, but yeah, that's my number 5. Yeah. I'm going to take Goosebumps.
Nice.
Cause I just liked working on that.
Okay. So is this, are these going to be up to vote anywhere? Or? Yeah,
I'll put this up on, we can put it on, Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll put it on Deep Blue Sea, and then we can also put it up on Twitter.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah. Maybe we could do a story on Instagram?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
And we could do like does Jay have the better squad? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, I can figure that out. Yeah. So head to at Deep Blue Sea Pod, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and vote for who you think has the better team. So I'll give you a recap. My team is Love and Monsters, Kong Skull Island, Colossal, Attack the Block, and Willy's Wonderland. And Mark's team is Trollhunter, Crawl, Piranha 3D, Grabbers, and Goosebumps.
Oh. We didn't go for some huge ones. That makes me happy. We went for the ones we love.
Yeah, I think that's what you got to do with these kind of things. Like, I love Cabin in the Woods, but I feel like that was too broad of a monster movie. There's so much going on that's not monsters in that.
Yeah. Monster adjacent.
Yeah, like Monsters University. Love it. It doesn't feel like the right kind of vibe for what we're doing here.
I almost picked it because I remember on our honeymoon, Megan and I were beat after a long day and we just went back to the room, cracked a bottle of wine and chilled outside, had like a nice dinner. Then we went back, hung out, and like Monsters University was on. So we just kicked it and watched Monsters University. So I always have a really positive feeling about that film. So yeah, I almost picked that.
I saw that the same day that I saw another film I could have picked, Pacific Rim. I did a double bill at the cinema.
Ooh, monster movie heaven.
Yeah. Big and small.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Rage of the Yeti.
I haven't seen it, is the problem. If I had, it would be number 1 on my list, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. And also, honorable mention, I really like The Ritual.
Okay.
It's a movie directed by David Bruckner. It has Rafe Spall, Arshur Ali, Robert James Collier, and Sam Troughton. But yeah, it's these guys kind of go into the woods. They filmed it in 2-to-1, so I really like the aspect ratio. The trees look huge, but the monster in it is legit. So if you're looking for a good monster, definitely check out The Ritual.
I haven't seen that, so I'll add that to my list. Thank you.
Heck yeah. All right, well, thank you, Jay. Thanks for indulging me with this.
Thanks for suggesting it, Mark. It's always fun talking about monster movies with you.
Oh, I just love monster movies, man. It makes me happy.
Me too.
All right, cool. Well, you want to plug anything?
Do listen to the podcast. You listen to it now. Con Air, the podcast, where we're going through Con Air chapter by chapter, having a really good time over there. And Life vs. Film is my personal site. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, those 2 podcasts that you just mentioned, Con Air and Deep Blue Sea. Check out Movies, Films, and Flicks, Movies, Films on FLIX. Also, speaking of monsters, I have a Sesame Street video releasing soon on the Film Theorists, so watch that. Monster. Yeah, they got a rock monster, so go check that out. It's Elmo versus Rocco, and you can see that on Film Theorists. This was good. Well, thank you for joining me, man.
Hey, no, thank you. We're not really sure when this is going to come out schedule-wise, so another film will be on its way soon. Being covered here. But as for the Monster Draft, I've been Jake Lewis.
And I'm Mark Hoffmeyer.
I will Deep Blue see you soon.